Stoicism isn't just ancient philosophy. It's a timeless blueprint for inner strength and resilience. In this article, we'll dive into 7 Stoic practices that can transform how you approach life's challenges. From mastering the art of negative visualization to embracing what you can control, these techniques are practical, actionable, and designed to empower you. Whether you're navigating setbacks, personal struggles, or simply aiming to build more mental fortitude, these Stoic tools are your guide to a resilient, stronger you. Embrace what you can control. Building on the concept of negative visualization, the next vital Stoic practice is embracing what you can control. Imagine a time when life felt completely out of your hands. Maybe it was a job loss, an argument with a loved one, or a sudden change in health. The feeling of helplessness is overwhelming, right? But what if you could find peace by simply focusing on the areas where you do have control? This is the essence of Stoicism. Learning to accept the uncontrollable and channel your energy into what you can influence. The Stoics teach us that there's a vast difference between things within our control, like our thoughts, actions, and responses, and those we cannot control, such as other people's behaviors, external events, or the natural course of life. The key to inner peace and resilience lies in understanding this difference. When we invest our emotional energy into things we can't control, we invite frustration, anxiety, and stress into our lives. But when we focus on our thoughts, actions, and reactions, we regain a sense of empowerment and stability. Take a moment to reflect on a recent difficult situation. Perhaps you've been stuck in traffic, feeling your stress levels rise as minutes tick by. You can't control the traffic, but you can control your response. You can choose to listen to a podcast that lifts your mood, practice deep breathing, or simply accept the delay without allowing it to steal your peace. This shift in perspective is a game changer. By accepting what you can't control and refocusing on what's within your grasp, you create mental space for more clarity, less anxiety, and a greater sense of balance. I remember a personal experience when I was laid off from a job I loved. In the beginning, I felt devastated, as though the world had crumbled around me. I was overwhelmed with fear about my future, uncertain about where I would go next. But then, I remembered the Stoic principle of focusing on what I could control. I couldn't control the decision my employer made, but I could control my response. I decided to focus on what I could do next. Update my resume, learn new skills, and stay positive. It was a difficult time, but it was also a period of growth. I realized that through taking control of my actions, I could shape my future, even in uncertain circumstances. This Stoic practice isn't about denying emotions. It's about learning how to respond to them with wisdom. Instead of allowing negative emotions to dictate your actions, you learn to create space for thoughtful responses. It's about accepting the reality of a situation without letting it define you. Embracing what you can control means trusting yourself and focusing on what you can do today to improve tomorrow. So, next time you feel overwhelmed by life's challenges, pause and ask yourself, what can I control here? Whether it's your mindset, your actions, or your attitude, shifting your focus to the things you can influence will help you develop the resilience to overcome anything life throws your way. And just like that, you've taken the first step toward inner strength and peace. Daily reflection and journaling. Building on the power of embracing what you can control. Another essential Stoic practice is daily reflection and journaling. After all, how can we gain control over our thoughts and actions if we don't first take the time to understand them? This practice isn't just about writing for the sake of it. It's about diving deep into your inner world and evaluating your day, your thoughts, and your emotional responses. It's a tool for growth and self-awareness, helping you stay grounded amidst life's chaos. Think about the times when emotions overwhelm you. Perhaps you felt frustrated, angry, or defeated after a tough day, but you didn't have the space to process it all. In such moments, journaling provides an outlet to untangle your feelings and reflect on what happened. This is where the magic lies. By writing down your thoughts, you create clarity, gain insights into your behavior, and even start seeing patterns that might have otherwise gone unnoticed. I recall a period in my life when I was constantly juggling work, relationships, and personal goals. The demands of life often left me feeling drained, and I struggled to find moments of peace. One evening, Feeling particularly overwhelmed, I decided to try something new, writing my thoughts down. Initially, I didn't expect much, but as I started pouring my feelings onto the pages, something amazing happened. I found a sense of release. Each word I wrote seemed to lighten my mental load. I could see what had triggered my stress, what I could control, and what I needed to let go of. That simple act of daily journaling gave me a clearer perspective on how I was reacting to situations and how I could better manage my responses moving forward. Through regular journaling, you begin to cultivate emotional intelligence. The Stoics, including Marcus Aurelius, were known for their practice of daily reflection in their journals, and this habit was crucial in shaping their resilience. Journaling encourages you to take an honest look at your life, not with judgment but with curiosity and compassion. It's an opportunity to reflect on your decisions, your goals, and your actions, while also learning from your mistakes. By recognizing patterns in your thoughts and behaviors, you develop self-awareness, which is the foundation of personal growth. Additionally, journaling creates a sense of accountability. When you write down your goals, you make them tangible, and there's something powerful about returning to those pages at the end of the day. Did you take the steps you intended to take? Did you respond to challenges with wisdom and patience, as you'd hoped? If not, why? Journaling allows you to assess where you've been, where you're going, and what you need to adjust to continue moving forward. But perhaps the greatest benefit of journaling is that it allows you to cultivate gratitude. Every night, take a moment to reflect on what went well, no matter how small, and express thanks for those moments. This simple practice can shift your focus away from negativity and towards the abundance already present in your life. So, if you want to grow stronger, more resilient, and more in control of your emotions, make reflection and journaling a part of your daily routine. With time, you'll see how it shapes your perspective, enhances your mental clarity, and helps you respond to life's challenges with greater wisdom and grace. The power of acceptance, amor fati, building on the practice of reflection and journaling. The Stoic concept of amor fati, the love of fate, takes acceptance to a whole new level. It's not just about acknowledging life's challenges or tough moments, but about wholeheartedly embracing them. Imagine accepting the worst things in life not as obstacles, but as opportunities for growth and transformation. This is the essence of amor fati, the belief that everything that happens, good or bad, is part of the larger, unfolding journey, and that each moment, no matter how difficult, is an essential part of your story. Let me take you back to a time when I personally faced a significant setback. I had recently experienced the heartbreak of losing a close family member. The pain was overwhelming, and the grief seemed unbearable. I couldn't make sense of it. Why did such a tragedy have to happen? I was lost in my emotions and searching for answers. Then, I encountered the idea of amor fati, to love my fate, to accept this painful event as part of my life's journey. It wasn't about disregarding my feelings or pretending that everything was fine. It was about finding peace in the reality of the situation, accepting it as it was, and even learning from it. It was a turning point. Slowly, I started to see that this loss had reshaped my priorities, deepened my empathy, and made me more present in the lives of others. Amor fati teaches us that life is unpredictable, and we have little control over many of the things that happen to us. However, we always have control over how we respond. When we choose to love our fate, we release ourselves from the burden of resistance and struggle. Instead of wishing things were different, we learn to embrace what is. This acceptance doesn't mean we stop striving for better or that we welcome suffering. It means we stop fighting against life's inevitable twists and turns. We let go of resentment, frustration, and regret, and instead, we lean into life with a sense of trust and openness. When you truly embrace amor fati, you become resilient. You build an inner strength that allows you to face life's hardest moments with grace. Instead of seeing failure, rejection, or hardship as the end, you start to view them as stepping stones on your journey toward growth. Each struggle, each challenge, is something that can teach you valuable lessons. Rather than feeling defeated by obstacles, you begin to see them as part of your story, essential ingredients in the recipe of your life. In everyday life, this mindset can transform how you handle disappointments. Whether you're passed over for a promotion, experience a personal loss, or encounter unexpected hurdles, a more fatty invites you to say, "This is happening for a reason. What can I learn from this?" It's not about detaching from your feelings. Rather, it's about accepting what comes your way and finding the strength to move forward with a positive mindset. So, the next time life throws you a curveball, remember a more fatty. Embrace it, love it, and trust that everything, no matter how painful or difficult, is part of your unique journey toward resilience, wisdom, and inner peace. Practicing virtue over pleasure, building upon the profound power of acceptance. The Stoic concept of practicing virtue over pleasure takes us to the heart of what it means to live a truly meaningful life. While modern society often places a premium on pleasure, wealth, and instant gratification, Stoicism challenges us to redefine happiness by emphasizing virtue. Qualities like wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance. Instead of seeking fleeting pleasures, Stoics believe that cultivating these virtues leads to long-lasting fulfillment and strength, especially in times of adversity. I'll never forget a moment when I had to confront this very idea head-on. I was working in a high-pressure job, and the constant pursuit of career advancement was starting to feel hollow. I was getting promotions, earning accolades, and living a lifestyle that looked perfect on paper. Yet, deep inside, I felt unsatisfied. I realized that my life was becoming about chasing rewards and pleasures, not about living with purpose or adhering to values that truly mattered to me. It was at this point that I turned to Stoic philosophy, particularly the notion of practicing virtue over pleasure. I began questioning the things that truly gave me peace and happiness. Was it the fleeting thrill of a promotion, or was it the sense of integrity I felt when making ethical decisions, even when no one was watching? This realization helped me shift my perspective on life. Virtue isn't always easy, but it's incredibly rewarding. Practicing wisdom, making decisions that align with your values, even in the face of difficulty, gives you a sense of satisfaction that no material pleasure can match. The courage to speak up for what's right, to take risks in the name of personal growth, or to choose moderation over excess brings you closer to a life of meaning. It's not about denying yourself joy. It's about learning that true joy arises from within, from living authentically according to your values. In our fast-paced world, it's easy to get swept up in the pursuit of external achievements and indulgences. We are conditioned to believe that success equals pleasure. Bigger homes, better vacations, more likes on social media. But Stoicism teaches us to ask, is this pursuit of pleasure truly fulfilling, or does it leave us feeling empty? Virtue, on the other hand, creates a solid foundation for inner peace because it's rooted in our character, not in the fleeting highs of external circumstances. Virtue is something that no one can take away from you, and it doesn't depend on external factors. No one can take your wisdom, courage, or integrity. One of the most transformative lessons I've learned is how virtue shapes resilience. When you practice virtue over pleasure, you start to navigate life's challenges with a calm strength. For example, in moments of conflict, instead of reacting impulsively or seeking immediate pleasure, like avoiding discomfort, practicing justice and courage helps you stand firm in what's right. Even in the most trying situations, it's virtue that holds you steady, offering an unshakable foundation. Incorporating virtue over pleasure into your life isn't a one-time decision. It's a lifelong commitment. It's about continuously choosing to align your actions with your highest values. Whether it's in how you treat others, how you respond to hardship, or how you make decisions in your personal and professional life, choosing virtue will make you not only stronger but more at peace with yourself. In the end, the pleasure that comes from living virtuously is far greater and more lasting than any fleeting indulgence the world can offer. Preparing for hardship, premeditatio malorum, building on the importance of practicing virtue over fleeting pleasures. Another cornerstone of Stoic philosophy is the concept of premeditatio malorum, or the practice of preparing for hardship. While we often hope for the best in life, the Stoics understood that hardship is inevitable. The key isn't to fear it, but to prepare for it mentally and emotionally. By doing so, you build resilience and gain a sense of control over situations that would otherwise overwhelm you. This practice doesn't breed negativity. Instead, it helps you approach life's challenges with grace, wisdom, and readiness. I vividly remember a time in my life when I faced an unexpected financial crisis. A sudden downturn in the economy meant that my business suffered significant losses. Panic quickly set in. It felt like the ground had slipped beneath me, and I was drowning in uncertainty. But then, I remembered the Stoic practice of premeditatio malorum. Instead of spiraling into fear and anxiety, I paused and asked myself, what is the worst that could happen, and how can I prepare for it? I didn't want to wait until the worst was upon me. Feeling helpless and overwhelmed, I needed to face it head-on, so I began to mentally walk through the possible scenarios. What if I lost my business? What if I had to start over? What could I do in that situation to rebuild? This mental exercise didn't make the situation easier, but it gave me clarity and a sense of control. By envisioning potential hardships and making a plan for each possibility, I was able to navigate the challenges with greater calmness and confidence. Instead of letting fear paralyze me, I took proactive steps, seeking new business opportunities, cutting unnecessary expenses, and building a support network. The practice of preparing for hardship allowed me to confront the crisis with a mindset of action and resilience, not one of dread and panic. Premeditatio malorum teaches us that anticipating difficulties ahead of time doesn't make us pessimistic. It makes us pragmatic. By visualizing challenges, we desensitize ourselves to their emotional impact. The Stoics didn't dwell on the negativity of hardship. Rather, they saw it as an inevitable part of life, something to be expected and prepared for. This mindset can be particularly helpful in managing fears and anxieties. For instance, if you fear losing your job, instead of ignoring the possibility, imagine it happening. What would you do? How would you respond? What steps can you take now to build financial security or a backup plan? Preparing for hardship also has a way of deepening our gratitude for the good times. When you're prepared for the worst, the best becomes even more precious. Instead of taking things for granted, you begin to savor life's joys, knowing that they're not guaranteed. This Stoic practice helps you build resilience, not by avoiding hardship, but by strengthening your ability to face it when it comes. Incorporating premeditatio malorum into your daily life isn't about being negative or expecting the worst. It's about being ready, mentally, emotionally, and practically, for whatever challenges come your way. By anticipating obstacles, you equip yourself with the tools to navigate them with wisdom and composure. When hardship arises, instead of feeling helpless, you'll be able to meet it with confidence, knowing you've already prepared yourself for the journey ahead. Living with purpose. Building on the powerful practice of preparing for hardship, the final Stoic principle we must explore is the importance of living with purpose. Once we have the tools to handle life's challenges and understand the value of virtue over fleeting pleasure, the next natural step is to ask, what am I truly living for? Stoicism teaches that living with purpose is the cornerstone of a fulfilled and resilient life. Without a clear sense of purpose, we risk being swept away by external circumstances, fleeting desires, and the chaos of daily life. Purpose gives us direction, motivation, and a reason to persevere, no matter what life throws at us. I'll never forget the moment when I found myself questioning the direction of my life. I was in my late 20s, surrounded by material success. Good job, nice apartment, social circles, but deep inside, I felt disconnected, like I was just going through the motions. I was succeeding, but I wasn't fulfilled. I spent my days focusing on short-term goals, getting the next promotion, buying the next shiny thing. Yet, none of it seemed to add meaning to my life. It wasn't until I began reflecting on my deeper values and what truly mattered to me that I realized the importance of living with purpose. Purpose isn't just about achieving big milestones. It's about aligning every action with your core values. For me, it meant shifting from a mindset of external validation to one of internal alignment. I started asking myself questions. What do I want to contribute to the world? How do I want to be remembered? What kind of person do I want to become? This wasn't an easy process, but it was incredibly empowering. By reconnecting with my values and my passions, I began to live with intention. I started prioritizing time with my family, investing in personal growth, and focusing on work that aligned with my deeper mission, helping others find meaning in their own lives. When we live with purpose, we make conscious choices about how to spend our time, energy, and resources. We no longer react impulsively to the distractions of life, but instead, we consciously choose actions that bring us closer to our goals and values. This sense of purpose provides a compass that guides us through the highs and lows of life. When faced with hardship, purpose helps us stay grounded. It reminds us that challenges are part of the journey and that each obstacle is an opportunity to grow closer to our authentic selves. Moreover, living with purpose builds an inner resilience that makes us more adaptable to change. Life is unpredictable, but when we have a purpose, we can weather the storms with confidence. Whether it's a personal loss, a setback at work, or a global crisis, purpose provides us with the strength to move forward and stay true to ourselves. Incorporating purpose into your daily life doesn't require a grand gesture or life-altering event. It starts with small, intentional actions, making choices that align with your values, setting goals that matter, and being mindful of how you spend your time. When you live with purpose, each day becomes an opportunity to move closer to your highest aspirations. Living with purpose isn't just about surviving. It's about thriving. It's about building a life that matters, one rooted in values, service, and personal growth. When you embrace the Stoic principle, you unlock the power to face any challenge with grace and strength, knowing that your life is meaningful and your journey is intentional. I hope this journey into Stoic philosophy has inspired and empowered you to cultivate resilience and inner strength in your own life. If you found value in these insights, don't forget to like this video and share it with others who could benefit from these timeless lessons. We'd love to hear your thoughts, so please drop a comment below. Tell us which Stoic practice resonates with you the most, or share how you've used these principles in your own life. And hey, if you're ready for more tips on living a meaningful, resilient life, be sure to check out our other videos. There's so much more to explore, and we're excited to have you along for the ride. Stay strong, stay focused, and remember, you're building a life of purpose every single day. Glowing star.